All right, we're in. Welcome to Space Engineers. If you haven't been following the series, this is my Deep Ore Mining on Mars series. And we're just going to be doing some base building and stuff tonight. Just kind of chilling. Thought I'd fire up the stream. Got a bunch of welding and block placing to do. So I'm going to go ahead and send off ore carrier. Oh, it's loud in here. It's quite loud in here. We turn down the headphones a bit. Might actually turn the audio down in here a little bit as well. Well, it's a little loud. Here we go. All right, I'm going to get my welding ship. Go do a little welding. And let's see, this is containers, if I can spell it right. There we go. And let's see, back left, we'll put some stuff in there. We need mostly steel plate and concrete. But we'll grab some other stuff as well. So maybe placing some doors and whatnot. Let's get some more view. Let's get some more view. Some more view. And I think that's most of the... Nope, there's a whole bunch more steel plates. Let's get some of those up front. Beautiful. Let's throw some of those back in. And then we also have a bunch of concrete here. Okay, that ought to be a little bit of welding materials. Oh crap. What happened? So my engines get turned off? Okay, well, atmospheric thrusters. Yeah, they're all turned on. I've had this thing fairly loaded before. Did I just overload it? Yeah, I think I just overloaded it. Well, that's not great. Okay, we're off to a great start. How's it going, Build It Funky? We definitely crushed the landing gear. I think I got a little too ambitious with putting stuff in it. So I wonder, should I just build some temporary engines on it, maybe? Here comes the drone back. If you've been watching this series, just ignore that, because we're talking about that in the video on Friday. And then I've moved past that. What happens on the video on Friday? Tonight's just about base building. Yeah, let's throw some engines on this. I think I just flat out overloaded it. Whoops. And I can't place that, so we'll have to go with the large flats. Oh, it's just because I don't have stuff. Yeah, these are not the drones you're looking for. Need to get some stuff in here. There we go. Now I can place things. No? Oh, your attachment point's down here. Got it. Alright, well, let's add some of these to the side and see if that helps. That was awesome. Just disconnected and plop right on the ground. Perfect. Build planer's empty. I'll just pull parts out of the ship. That'll also help make it lighter in theory. And we're going to do some welding, and then I want to come up with some kind of base design for the refinery here. Right now it's just kind of a thing sitting there in the desert. No roof. Okay. Can it lift off now? That's a solid no. Oh, are my landing gear locked? No, my landing gear are broken. Because you have no more landing gear. Yeah, it doesn't even want to, like... It just says overloaded, so we don't have enough battery. Oh, it was the battery? Oh, I just realized maybe battery was the whole problem. It was trying to use so much engine power it overloaded the battery. Well, one thing I did to the cargo drone is I added batteries on the back. So I may want to do that to this as well. So maybe I didn't even need those extra engines. They won't hurt anything. I'll probably end up taking them off at some point. Where's my battery? Batteries? I think maybe I just had that on the front here, and now they're gone. Let's throw batteries back down there, and let's go with the warfare battery. They're kind of cool looking, and we'll follow the ship colors here. A little bit of a Wright Brothers situation. Something going on. Alright, we should be able to pull everything but the power cells out of here. Right? Are we missing computers? How are we missing computers? Didn't I put a bunch of computers in here? Apparently I didn't. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Let's go get some pooters. Computers. Let's grab some of you and let's fire off another 100 of you just for funsies. Oh, I should have fired up the power cells while I was there. Alright, you're good. You're now good except for some steel plates, which will be able to get out of here. Alright, now you're all good except we need 40 power cells. Power cells. No power cells. Alright. And then let's just go ahead and preemptively make a extra 100 of those. I can carry 8 at a time. Perfect. A little better way to pull stuff out. Let's just do this. Alright, I didn't add it to my build planner. Let's do that. Here we go. One extra battery. All components successfully withdrawn. There we go. Now let's see how we're looking in the old flight department. Yeah, now we're not completely overloaded. Still can't lift off, interestingly enough. Can't even rock the boat. Huh. Are these just like not as good? I don't know if there's any let me turn my tab thingy on. Integrity components. I don't think it has a thrust rating or anything on it. If you go off like weight, these are like a third of the weight. I don't think these are doing much good.
Inventory full.
Yeah, story of my life. I think we're gonna have to get some more of these big boys on here. So if you're just tuning in, I put too much stuff in my welding ship, and I fell and pancaked onto the ground from that connector. So we're trying to rectify that little situation. So what if I say came across here? Let's get a little bit of a need steel plate. Have a steel plate already? Yes, I am. I don't suppose we have symmetry mode on here, do we? Oh yeah, you can't do symmetry in survival without a mod. I forgot. Alright, we'll come out with these guys. This is going to be hokey because I just need it to work. There we go. Any one of these big boys out here. I just need to get up there and take some weight off the ship. So this is not a permanent design change. This is a, oh crap, the ship won't fly design change. There we go. What if I just add one? Does that do anything for us? Zoomed out a bit here. Nope. This thing's welded to the ground. Well, I know where we can find plenty of parts. The overloaded welding ship. Alright, surely this will lift it. Right? Well, I can kind of, sort of move. Wow. Okay, well, I apparently put way too much crap in here. Or physics is bugged out and is stuck to the ground. That's also a possibility. Okay, we'll just, it's just part of the planet now. We'll just keep putting engines on it till it flies. It's a good solid design theory, right? It worked for the F4 and the P-47. I intended to work on my base. So far all I've done is fall off my base and get stuck to the ground. Alright, we're going to take off now. I can feel it. Now we're overloaded on the batteries again. She kind of wants to move, but I think we're overloaded on the batteries now too much. Fun. Do-do-do-do. Does it have a Hemi? It got a Hemi in it? My truck does out in the driveway, but I don't think this does. Okay, right. No power cells. Power cells, no kidding. Well, remember when I made 100 extra earlier? So we already got them. This thing is going to be so ugly when I'm done. This is not my ship design. This is the lobster from Engineered Coffee. And I just kind of assumed it had enough engine power. It does not. You can definitely overload it. It's an awesome ship design. I like it. It's called the Lobster. You can find it on the Steam Workshop. Oh, she almost rose from the ashes. Can I work it loose with the gyroscopes? Nope, not quite. Oh, can we do like a hover takeoff like a helicopter? We're moving. I don't think Space Engineers has ground effect. Alright, we are close, chat. We are so close to being able to lift this monstrosity of a ship. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're doing it. I think I broke some stuff on the bottom. Yeah, Space Engineers is awesome. It's a great game. Alright, we need stuff. Go make sure I've got the right stuff from here. I think I've used up all the metal grids and stuff out of here. Yeah, we need like motors and stuff. So let's go throw that into production and we'll pull what we got out of here. Mostly metal grids and motors, it looks like. Yeah. So I've got a couple of really fast assemblers, so that won't take long. Then I guess we might as well do some welding just to get rid of the weight on here, now that we've got just about enough engines to actually lift off. I got tons of concrete and stuff to weld, so. There we go. All the motors a guy could ever want. It's going to lift off this time. We were almost hover taxiing before, so I think we got it this time. The only thing is, are we overloaded on battery again? Probably. Oh, not quite. Oh, she lives. We got a whole 10 minutes of flight time here, chat. Oh, we can barely move. Well, we're moving. Sort of. She's a little heavy. Could probably use another gyroscope or 3. Uh-oh. Did I break my side engine, or am I blocking it too much? Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some weight out of here. I can't even hardly fly, even like this. What's up, Dibs? Let's get rid of some of this weight finally. How close am I to my... Can I even stop? Oh, she doesn't want to stop when she's going sideways. So heavy. Yeah, this is just not tenable. Let's see if I can get up here and talk again. I gotta get rid of some weight. This thing just does not want to fly. Too much weight. I way overloaded it, apparently. Alright, let's get about there, and then need to back up a bit. I'm not sure I have room to swing around. And then we just need to rotate if we can. There we go. Give the physics a little kick. Got your butts kicked off planet. Oh, you blew everything up on the reentry. Were you playing with the what's the atmosphere mod? Oh, I'm going to be able to dock. I can't dock now with the batteries back there. Forgot about that minor little detail. Yeah, that's not going to work there, Chief. Well, crap. I got to redesign the hind end. Or just move the batteries. We're almost out of power to even get this thing docked again. The alternative is make like a flexible docking connector, but yeah. Alright, is there anything in this connector? There is. Get all the stuff out of the connector. So that's scrap metal we can recycle. Alright, then we see if we can bring that connector back. But have... yeah. You need interior plate. Do tell. Like that, and then a connector. Let's just do it on roll. I used to having a jetpack. It's kind of a new thing for me. Usually play with jetpacks disabled in the atmosphere or in gravity wells. Alright, let's grab the couple motors we need. Seriously, that low on motors? Must have put them all on the ship. Alright, well, let's fire up a couple hundred of those. Okay, now we've got about 5 minutes of flight time. Hopefully I can get docked to that connector before we run out of battery. This monstrosity. So if you're just tuning in, I overloaded my welding ship. We crashed to the ground. I had to put a bunch of batteries and engines on it to get it back up in the air again. And now we're going to dock here and get this monstrosity back to somewhat normal. Apparently we got a storm rolling in. So I need to unload this, but also I need to get a bunch of crap off here. So we're going to take all this stuff off that I just had to add to it. I'm going to leave the 2 new batteries on the pack, though, because it did need some more battery capacity. And then before I undock again, I need to remember to undo. Or to unload a bunch of materials.
Inventory full.
Yeah, thanks, dear.
Inventory full.
Yeah. Playing a little fast and loose there with the old grinder. The lowest tier grinder is almost better in this situation.
Inventory.
Doesn't grind up quite as fast. Okay, that's off. Yeah, the side batteries are gonna have to go as well. Weight was found, gravity sucks. It does. It does suck you right down into the sand. I know we ground up some power cells, but I mean we're not hurting for materials, so. Not a problem. Okay, I just need to replace my landing gear, and I was actually going to redo the landing gear in here anyway. So we're back to normal now. The only thing is we do have 2 extra batteries back here, which I needed, and then that necessitated moving the connector back a little bit, and I'm fine with that. Totally fine. So I kind of wanted to put retractable landing gear on here like I did for the cargo drone. But I don't think I can actually do that the same way, so I may just put regular landing gear back on there. I think I want them to go ahead and be yellow, though. Make them yellow? Or should we just go, like, default? Silver. Let's put them... I don't have any steel plate. Let's get some stuff. Yeah, I think I'll just put static gear back. I don't want to do a complete redesign right now. I have a sensor and like a piston and automatic landing gear on the cargo drone. But I'd have to cut out some stuff in the middle to make that work on this ship. So we'll leave it like that for now. And before I forget, let's get some stuff offloaded off of here. We'll put it in our large industrial container. So this guy's pretty much full. Tell you what, let's offload. We'll just redo this. I don't know what the max capacity on this ship is. It's less than what we had, though. Because we fell like a stone. It was pretty bad. Alright, lob container. There we go. Alright, back left. Let's go for 1,000 concrete, which looks, based on mass... Oh, is that why it's so heavy? Oh, it's the concrete that's super heavy. That makes sense. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Okay, back left, back right. We'll do some steel plates. And then we're going to do, say, 200 concrete each. And we'll try 200 concrete each in the front containers. That should be a lot less weight. But let's save. If I fall off here again, then we'll know why. And actually, I want to redo the landing gear. I need to get them set in a group and whatnot. Turn off the auto lock. Replace name. No, reset name is what I meant to do. Like so. I don't remember what I had that group named. It was that group. Alright, cool. So my hotkeys are back. Since I picked the same group name. Alright, let's save since I did that. And let's undock and we'll see what happens. Hey! We didn't fall down. Great. Do we have... We do have lights on here, right? Oh, yeah. Okay, let's do some welding. Now that we're not falling out of the sky. We'll see how that goes. Bonk. So this base, I'm using the concrete mod, so I have concrete blocks for the floor. Then I'm doing one layer of concrete for the walls on the outside, then the rest is going to be all steel. And most of the outside wall I don't have in place yet. Alright, let's put our welders down. Come over here like this. We have a lightning storm going on. Here we go. If you weren't here earlier, this ship is on the Steam Workshop. It's by Engineered Coffee. And it's called the Lobster. So if you just search for Engineered Coffee on the Steam Workshop, you should find his stuff, including the ship. He makes some awesome stuff and also has some great YouTube content. So go check him out. It's way better engineering stuff than I'll ever do. I really don't like the abrupt storm changes they have now. This just seems so odd. So storm's over and then boink, it's suddenly completely sunny. And I actually don't want to weld up this line here on the ground. The goal is to have an underground connection and then get rid of that. So we'll weld that up. Yeah, it looks like I can fit through here. Am I getting the, hopefully I'm getting the subterranean blocks there too. Looks like we might be out of concrete. Yep. Alright, fair enough. Let's go weld some steel. They nailed the Midwest weather patterns, right? I'm in Missouri. I feel the pain. Perspective is a funny thing. It looked like I was right next to that. So battery, yeah, see we got plenty of battery life now. Adding those 2 batteries was huge. I just only had like 10 or 15 minutes. It's just the original 2 batteries. So that was a nice little upgrade. Kind of looks like I'm threatening my cargo drone. Pardon me there, lad. If you haven't seen the series, this is the Lobster automated drone there in front of us, otherwise known as LAD. So it is a autonomous cargo drone version of the Lobster that we're flying with the welders on it. Took the same basic design and just made an autonomous drone out of it. And Friday's video is going to go over some of the trials and tribulations I went through in trying to get that to work. Woo. Hey Pat, how's it going? Let's see, we missed some over here. Let's go get those over on the other side of the antenna. Then I need to start grabbing concrete and getting the... I've got a ton of floor to weld up. And then we can start thinking about how we want to do the design of the outside of this base. I do plan to have more landing pads up here, go into more mines. Right now we just have an iron mine. We'll eventually have other mines with other drones go into those. Alright, that is looking good. The tower over there is welded up. So yeah, I think we're ready to just go get some more concrete. Just have to be careful how loaded up we get that. Alright, the easiest way I found to dock is to come down here. I need to put some more gyros on this thing too. And then come up to about here. And then spin around. And then we're basically just about lined up for the dock. Perfect. All right, let's offload our steel plates. Actually, it wouldn't hurt to have just a little bit on here, so let's throw a little bit of those in. And then, how much weight can we get with the concrete? So make my total weight. Can't tell because I'm docked. Well, let's save scum and disconnect. No, a little too much weight. All right, not completely overloaded, but close. So I just need to take some out. Dump our stuff in there. The concrete apparently has a ton of weight, but not much volume. So let me take 400 out and we'll see how we get along. I just keep that in me and cheat the system. Yep, okay, cool. So now it's in my suit, it doesn't count. Ooh, we're falling down. Well, we're gonna pretty quickly get rid of some of this, so let's chance it. I think we can. Oh, nope, not quite. All right, well, let me just move some into my suit, because that seems to work. Oh yeah, there we go. Fast Duke, how's it going? Seeing some new faces in here. Thanks for stopping by. If you're new here, I'm doing a series on Mars, deep ore mining. And we're just kind of working on the base tonight. Episode 4 will be out on Friday. It's kind of a newer series. And I was going to do a bunch of welding and stuff, so I thought I'd stream it tonight. Had a long day at work. I was ready for some streaming. Mod lists and tons of info is in the stream description. But there's a concrete mod. That's where these concrete blocks are coming from. And it is very dense. It's very heavy. Hey Hades, it's going all right. Super long, tiring day at work, but we've got video games now, so it's all good. Here we go. Let's try to get this outside welded up. Then we can concentrate on the floor on the inside. Video games for the win, right? I'll probably turn that steel block into concrete at some point. In fact, I may end up moving the wind turbines anyway. I kind of want to have some base defenses up top, and they'll just be in the way. So it's all about just some chill base building tonight. We shouldn't be getting attacked by anything. I haven't been out and attacked anybody. So as far as I know, we're golden. So funny. I can have it in my suit pocket. Then we're not too heavy. Good stuff. Make sure we're getting these bottom blocks. Yeah, looks like we are. Definitely need to add a couple gyros to this. If I think about it, next time I'm docked, I'll do that. Alright, we got a little bit of more concrete on us, so let's go get some of this floor welded up. They make everything weightless, right? I'm sure that's how the real spacesuits work. Yeah, because I have to move before I have much gyroscope authority. Pretty sure that's because the gyroscopes are overloaded. Missing the engines? Yep, we are. Looks like we're out of concrete. $400 more to put in. This concrete is nice, and I think it's pretty tough. It takes a ton of gravel to make. So it's been a struggle to get this much concrete made. But now that I've got a mine in operation, it's not as bad. Speaking of which, I should send the drone over. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. I don't think this has an antenna on it. Right, we got plenty of battery life. Control. There we go. And then I want to go. We put a undock command on here. There he goes. Send it back over the mine to bring in the load over. Hey Zerg, the Martian mining's going all right. We're working on the base tonight. I've got a bunch of concrete made, so doing some welding. Hoping to get some walls up on the rest of this. Woo! Alright, we need to tilt down. I think we're out of concrete. We're out of concrete? Yep. That's kind of what I thought. Okay, I need to throw a couple gyros on here, plus get some more concrete. She has a little trouble turning when it gets a little bit of a load on it. No, nobody's attacked me yet. I've been kind of keeping to myself, just building a base and mining, so... Nobody should be coming to attack me until I initiate contact. But this series, this is my deep ore mining on Mars series that I just started. It's more about automation and mining deep. Because I've got some mods that make the ores pretty deep. Like the iron is about 60 meters down. Gold and stuff is like 300 meters down. So it's a little bit more of a challenge to get to stuff. But we'll probably be going out and taking a look around at some point. We do have some stuff around us. I think, as far as I know, white is neutral, so I think they're neutral to me. And then when I was out looking for some gold and stuff, I found a wreck. So we'll go see that at some point in the series. All right, gyros. I need to find a spot for a couple more gyros. And I guess I'll keep the projector there. Of course, I've changed this thing a little bit, so I haven't updated the blueprint. Is there anywhere into here we could put a gyro? That's just conveyors, right? Yeah, that's a conveyor junction. I guess I'll just stick 2 right here. This isn't a combat ship, so I'm not super concerned about it having it be combat ready. Anything like that. Oh, this car container's busted. I did not know that. Yeah, I need to update the blueprint and that projector, and then the projector could tell us where we have damage. Looks like everything else is pretty good. Okay, we need some more concrete. So let's get that in here. Lob container. Stick that there for now. I'm going to move that over and get it recycled. Oh, it already pulled it out. Never mind. It's apparently considered ore. Is that all the concrete we have? Have we blown through all the concrete? We have indeed blown through most of the concrete. Okay. How are we doing on gravel? We do have a bit of gravel, so let's get some more concrete fired up. Did I manage to run the ship into something? Let's just say the first 30 minutes of the stream was me pancaking on the ground. And then putting about 6 more engines on this so I could get it lifted back off the ground. Might have overloaded it just a little bit. It's okay. We built new landing gear. And we're all good. Hey, the little mining ship's back. Wonder if I should put him on... Let's go ahead and put him on back and forth mode. Let's do that. We'll just have him go back and forth. Okay, so we have a little bit of concrete. Let's see. Concrete. Oh, wrong container. Why isn't it transferring? I've been trying to be careful about my weight distribution. Also, this stuff is very, very heavy. So that's 40 tons right there. Yeah, I don't want to get overloaded, so we'll just probably go out with that. Just in case I'm dumb. Drop a save. Now we're good. Oh yeah, she's a lot more responsive with those 2 extra gyros as well. Not a lot of side thrust though, so you do have to be careful with this ship. Alright, let's get back over here. Some of this I'll probably have to do by hand, but I wanted to get the majority of it done with the ship welders just because it's so much easier, so much faster. I'll be looking back here. Running my booty into stuff. All right, look at that. That's awesome. I can do the rest by hand. Let's get this thing docked. Let's start laying out some walls, figuring out how we're going to design this thing. I know one thing I need is a pillar going up the middle for some guns up top, because I do plan to put some guns on it, on the base, for defense. So if I align the crosshair about with the top of that connector, then I spin around. It usually gets me in a pretty good spot to dock. Here we go. Done and done. Ka-chunk. Alright, let me grab a bunch of concrete on myself. And it never hurts to have some basic things. In case you want to put down some blocks. And then the rest will grab concrete. So I can hold 81 ton in my spacesuit. I love it. All right, we need to go to similar to... Oh, no, it did all 1,000. Wow, look at you go. Okay. Can you make more? How much gravel do we have left? Oh, yeah, we do have a chunk of gravel left. Cool. We'll fire up some more there. All right, let's get to welding. Then I want to get some windows and whatnot in here at some point, so it's not so dull. This is the space bag of holding, exactly. Maybe that's why my back hurts so much. I've been carrying around 81 ton in my spacesuit. Alright, let's go ahead and grind you out just so I can weld this guy up. Let's grab the paint. Nice boring gray. Just the way I like it. I've got plans. I may end up moving the living quarters over here. I want to have like a control room with all kinds of automation stuff. I made this, I think this was in episode 3 the other day. This is my little living quarters that it works, but I'll probably end up redoing it. We can grab sustenance here. Okay, I think... Oh no, under the engines here isn't done. Gotta get back in the nooks and crannies. Yeah, that's batteries hiding down there. You get so much done at work if you could carry 81 ton. That would be a lot. How are we doing on concrete? All right, we got plenty of concrete. Excellent. You know, I never used to be a fan of the build info highlighting everything. It's kind of grown on me though. It's kind of handy. Here we go. And I do plan to have a door there. All right, let me grab some more steel plate. I want to build catwalks in here. There's There's plans. I've got big plans. Alright, we got some steel plate. So you can kind of see I've got a little bit of a theme going here for like a main rib or something. I don't know if I want to do that with some half blocks in it. Or if I don't plan on making the entire base airtight. I'm just going to have an airtight like living quarters inside. But I'm not completely opposed to having it airtight. But I don't think I will, though. I think I'll just leave it. All right, let's get this welded up. Should have welded this steel here with the ship, but it was a little hard to get to. That I kind of like that the landing pad kind of sticks out a bit. So I'm okay with that theme. So I'm going to kind of spitball here and we'll see how it goes. And this is going to be this guy. I'm terrible at like base designs and stuff. I can usually make stuff functional. Making it look good is not easy for me. But what if we went with that kind of theme where we have 2 blocks and we have some like half blocks in between there, possibly beams. But then that gets us down to here and we have to do something interesting on the corner, which is fine. Maybe full blocks up top. I just want to have some depth to it because I usually end up building cubes that are super boring. I want to try to do better. So we'll lay this out and then we'll hop in the ship and do a bunch of welding is the plan. Oops. Yeah, it doesn't need to look good. I just wanted to try to be a little more creative rather than my usual boxes. There's definitely no functional need for it to look good. All right, then if we come across... So I probably want to have like 3 or 4 landing pads up on the roof, like this guy here. Then we'll do some kind of greebling or something to make it look interesting. These are probably going to go. Yeah, those need to go, so we'll be getting rid of those. Alright, so if we came over here to continue this theme. Like so. We'll figure it out. I don't think that would be too bad. Then we can do the half blocks in here, which is on this. And get some windows in there somewhere. I know that we need windows back here behind the refinery, but windows of some description will be going somewhere. Maybe I will end up going sealed, airtight, but have a separate zone for the hab. We'll see. So I think I'm going to do this wall and weld it up and see how it looks. I need to do some coloring too. That'll help a lot. Hey, Solace B, welcome. What do I want to do over here? That's a great question. What do I want to do on the corners? So if we do that, I need to be mindful of my energy as well. I don't think I have columns on here anywhere, do I? Always forget we have columns. What if I did a column in the corner just for something different? That might not look too bad. Let's grab a whole bunch of steel plate in the welding ship. I don't think the welding ship has gas generation on it, so we'll get everything refilled here. And how empty was my bottle? It's almost done. There it goes. I have some steel plates in here. Take the concrete out, we can get a lot more steel in here. Alright. Can we fly? We can fly. Okay, good. Not completely overloaded. Uh-oh. No! No! I need more side thrusts. There's not a lot of side thrusts, so when you get heavy, it's easy to run into stuff. Hi from Earth. How's it going, Nicholas? Hi back from Earth. Great Show Me State, Missouri. Planet Earth. Sol system. Come out. Come out. There you go. Come on, get up. Oops, that was the wrong button. I meant to hold down Alt to look around, and I held down the space bar. And this ship doesn't have any down thrust, so it's just gravity that brings you down. Oh, even with the extra batteries, we're getting overloaded sometimes. This thing needs a lot more battery. I don't know how Engineer Coffee was using the ship so well when it's so underpowered. Maybe his settings were different or something. Be mindful of the solar panel back there. Kerbonk. Cool. I'm digging the design. We definitely have to get some color on it, but so far I'm pretty pleased with how this is looking when it's welded up. No, I've actually added 2 batteries. Build it funky. The it only has 2 batteries on it. 2 like large batteries. I think 3 tiny ones. So it just doesn't have very much battery power. I've added 2 batteries to it, and haven't added any engines. I took all the engines I had added off of it. It's very underpowered out of the box. But you only have power constraints when the big engines are working hard. So I don't know, maybe just he only lightly loaded it. He wasn't hot dogging it around like me and pancake into the planet. Get you? Yeah, there we go. These columns just take steel, or do they take some? They may take like construction components and stuff. Apparently, don't have what we need for that. All right, let's get this side and a little bit of the top welded up. Then I'm going to do some painting and see what it looks like then. What's up, Gizu? Yeah, if they build it, if I build it, they will come. Hopefully that means the ores will come. That's what we're looking for, is lots of ore. So far I've got an iron mine. We get both welders going on here. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Oh, did you just start on Pertam? Pertam is a good planet. I had a good time on Pertam. I did a series on there. Alright, let's get our paint gun out. Do some painting. I know my perspective is way off. Eh, not too bad. Not terrible. Kerchunk. Oh, it's light leakage. Looked like I could see underneath. Okay, what do we want to do for a paint scheme? Kind of like the battered armor, because we're on like a rough desert planet. So I'm okay with that for the skin. What kind of color do we want for the main part of the building? How does that look if we do that back in there? We'll have some colored highlights. Make it yellow. Let's go back to defaults. Battered. I don't know if I want yellow for the main part, but I don't know. Let's give it a whirl here. Almost want a little brighter white. I do have the paint gun mod, but for just doing this stuff, it's plenty easy. Just use the built-in tools. It's not the worst thing ever. Oh, I missed some welding down there. Let me get the top blocks here as well. What color do we want the roof, though? So these would be yellow. And I think I want the roof like some completely different color. Bright pink. Chocolate brown for the roof. Or maybe a chocolate brown for in there. I'm kind of digging this motif. There's where's the controls? I thought it showed you the controls, maybe it doesn't. I know there's a way to do like a plan of blocks and stuff with the paint, but I guess we'll just paint it. Very power plant looking. Yeah, this is the refinery, so I'm going kind of for an industrial look. The paint is not a mod, though. I do have a paint gun. Do I have that on me? I don't have it on me. There's a paint gun that lets you paint, and it lets you be a little more precise. That's what I was referencing. But what I'm doing right now is just the base game stuff. And then we might have the columns be something else. What do these need, by the way? They need... yeah, interior plates and construction components. That's kind of what I thought. Now's when I would have wished I made the outside 2 layers deep. Then you can have a different color scheme on the inside. Oh well. I usually just build big gray boxes, so this is a step away from the norm for me. Yeah, I don't hate it. We got the gray concrete on the bottom. I kind of dig it. Let's get the column welded up so I can see what that looks like. Okay, I did actually get all 4 of those. The build planner is still so buggy. Yeah, Zerg, it's a ton of fun. If you like, you know, building and constructing and engineering stuff. I'm having a lot of fun in this series with the automation. Alright, then the landing pads. We need like a different color for the landing pads. So, oh yeah, forgot I was gonna weld these up. Let's weld this up and get those colored as well. What about like a bold black for these guys? I can do some other like greebling around, but yeah, I'm kind of digging that. Kind of like it. All right, I need to get rid of this. Oh yeah, I'm out of steel plate. Need to get some steel plate. That's what I need to do. I've still got a bunch of concrete. We can get rid of that for now. Bunch of steel plate. Alright. It sounds like we're not refining stuff anymore. Yeah, we're out of... We're just completely out of ore. Have we processed everything? We still have cobalt and silver to process, but I think we're okay on cobalt for now. So we'll just make sure the batteries have time to charge. The lad is sitting over there. He's not picked up a full load yet, so he's not come back. I will deal with that some other time. I'm out of ore, right? Well played, sir. What's up, Darkwind? Now I gotta remember how I built this. That was like 5 minutes ago. I can't remember that. Yeah, speaking of out of ore, I'm really looking forward to the bed update coming out. Hopefully soon. That will give us automation in that. I want to dive back into out of ore for sure. I didn't think it would be quite this long, but it will. And then you should be there. Are you just a block? You are just a block. You're a door. I don't think that'll work with a half block. Maybe it would. We could add some greebling. That way it's consistent. Yeah, I think we make that work with a half block. Okay, we need to get our caps on here like that. Then we need to finish this out. So you're going to be here like that, and then 1, 2. Then you're on top of here. sure how the landing pad's going to work out. And then you're on the corner? Okay.
Energy low.
Yeah. Energy low. Always something. So I may want to redo these walls over here. Now I'm seeing how this stuff is lining up. Oh yeah, I threw all my concrete out, didn't I? Well, that was dumb. Grab a little bit of concrete. So yeah, I want you set on concrete. Yeah, old bitchin' Betty. Pull up. Pull up. And then this is it's going to be kind of a funky side because of the funky factor. So we'll figure that out. I don't have to figure that out right now. But what I do need to do is not do that anymore. Let's go get some energy. And a little bit of heals. Hey Scott, welcome. Glad you enjoy. Alright, I think we're all full up. So we need a whole bunch of... Why does that keep turning off? Oh, I hit Z accidentally with my... Okay, that's what's going on. I had my inertial dampeners off. Yeah, let's get our half blocks down. Then I need to grind that all up. But my inventory is full right now, so we need you, and then might as well grab that color so I have to repaint everything. Oops. I also do need to decide where I'm going to put windows in this thing. It's going to get very dark once I get this all closed in. I'm not 100% sure there's going to be a door there. We'll see. I can always re-add the door. Yeah, that'll fill in. I may add some... let's add some greebling here. Or can I do a... maybe like a slightly different block? So if we did a... how about a... well, these numbers maybe? Only if we swing it around like that? Yeah. I think that'll work. Make the door kind of meld in there a little better. Alright, back to the old half blocks. Let's see, you are... yeah, you're supported, so we can actually grind this out. This needs to be a half block. Let's get rid of some of this metal plate. Here we go. It's coming together. Also not sure if I'm going to have a door there or not. If not, I can fill it in later. So I'm only going to go like maybe another 20-30 minutes, just FYI. I do have to work tomorrow. It's also been a very long work day. I'm half brain dead. So not a super long stream, but I was going to be doing this stuff. I thought I would fire up the stream and hang out with you fine folks while I did a bunch of base building. And like I said earlier, this is an ongoing series. So this is happening after episode 4, which airs Friday. So in episode 4, I'm talking about the automated cargo drone and other stuff. So, alright, so we got that. That's all put in. Let's go back to our regular block. I want this, I think I want this all red except for the landing pads. So let's operate on that theory. Yeah, just hang out with folks. Sometimes people want to stop by and lurk, and then I'm not just talking to myself. Yeah, I can cut some of these out later. I think I'll do an overhang. At least on this side. Because I've got room to get another landing pad in there. And I've got a whole bunch of welding to do with the ship. So a lot of this might get repainted to be something else, but... Alright, and then I think maybe... I want to do one out from the landing pad is the main color, and then I'll have... do some kind of like warning stripes or something to denote that's a landing pad, other than the color. So the paint gun mod will let you more easily paint like that square that's under there, rather than painting the whole antenna. Ice Cream Shop Vaz, howdy howdy. I forget, I know there's a, yeah, hazard armor. Let's try that. I was like, I know there's a skin. What if we did this around the outside? I'm just kind of spitballing here. Then if we color that, how does that look? Not terrible, but I'm not sure I like it. That kind of looks like a landing pad now. Yeah, we could use that for our basic design. I need the lad to come back though, because I'm not sure. I may want to change the light to be out here, because this is the back of the ship. So I might end up moving that light in and this light over, you know, shifting a little bit. But that's the basic idea. And we'll have probably at least 4 landing pads up here. Because I'm going to have more cargo drones going to other mines. So that's the iron mine over there. We'll have other mines around that are bringing stuff back here to the refinery. That's the idea of the series. We're doing some deep ore mining. So let me actually send the lad back. So I need to get in the cockpit. Or in the base, so I have an antenna that's bigger. So I need to go around here. Do-do-do-do. So if you haven't seen this on the series, I do have this all automated. So episode 3, oh, I need to need to weld that up. Also need to get some better controls for the lights. Right now the lights are just on timer blocks. I need to get the lights on event controllers. So if it's not pressurized, it stays red, that kind of thing. But anywho. I don't think hydrogen refills in the control seat, does it? No, just your energy. All right, I need to bring that drone back. So let's connect to there. So I'm connected to that drone now. We go here to here to here. I just say stop and then fly to home position. Now it'll come back. Making an LCD image mod. Cool. You like the hazard stripes, Zerg? Yeah, I kind of like the look of it. I saw the Space Engineers 2 modding video. That looks pretty slick. All right, let's go grind down the wind turbines. Oops, I keep hitting more than one key at a time. Yeah, I didn't think it worked in the sea because there's no pipe connection. I've played a lot of Space Engineers, but it's been a little while. Getting a little rusty. Let me out! There we are. The lad is back. Look at him go. So yeah, I need to move like this light up, like I was saying, and yeah, so if I just shift it one block this way, then we're golden. And all the cargo drones are going to be the same design. So that will work. Cool. So he did bring a little bit of stuff back. You can hear the refineries kicked off. Yeah, Space Engineers 2 I think is going to be really great with all the subgridding. It's pretty awesome. Not coming to console? I don't know. I'm not a console guy, so I don't really pay much attention. But I thought it would be maybe at least coming to next gen consoles at some point, but I don't know. I'm kind of waiting for the survival stuff to get into Space Engineers 2 before I really do much with it. I did fire it up and play around a little bit. Yeah, the survival stuff is my jam. That's what I enjoy. Yeah, I've only played single player. I know playing on a server is the whole other ball game. It seems kind of laggy too, from what I've seen from watching like split seeing people. I've played with my son a little bit locally. That was pretty cool. We did one of the scenarios. Frostbite, maybe? I forget what it was called. That was pretty neat. Oh wait, where's my central? Okay, that's my central pillar. Like, I'm getting close to where it's just going to fall off of here. Kind of need a grinding ship, but don't do a ton of grinding. Just a little bit. Inventory full. I need an access port right there. This one over here is probably actually closer. Boop. Hey, catch you later, Hades. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you get some good sleep. Just pull a Wile E. Coyote. Hold up the little sign. Says goodbye. Here we go. So we can put the steel plate right back into the base. While I'm standing here. Yeah, it's starting to come together. Alright, so we want you for now. I'll carve out the landing pads later. I'm not 100% sure where they're going to be. I want to get some kind of central conveyor system for ammo for some guns up here. I haven't done that yet. So I'm probably just going to make a flat roof and then I'll modify it as needed. We have oodles and oodles of iron, so iron's not a problem. We'll be making lots of steel sheets. Speaking of steel sheets. Yeah, not while they're doing their beta. That makes sense. At least they're thinking about it. They're planning on it. So that's good to hear. Actually, let's... I'm kind of tired of doing steel plates. Let's keep some steel plates on us, but... Let's work on a little bit of scaffolding. I think that's mostly construction components. Let's grab a bunch of those. And I need to get some lighting up around in here too. It's going to be dork. Very dork. And I'm actually going to have the access from the backside here. Giggity. Is that a control 8? Control 9? Where's my scaffolding? Oh, it's right here. And then I actually want that to be the yellow we were using. And then I want the corner piece. I need you rotated around like that. Then probably just some stairs here. Like that. So we can get up to yield refinery. Kind of wish now I'd rotated those the other direction, but a little too late. Too late for that. What do we need for this? Interior plates, and I didn't grab any steel tubes. Makes sense that it needs steel tubes. Let's grab some steel tubes. Oh, we need girders too. For the horizontal pieces. Small cargo container. I don't remember where I picked that up.
Energy low.
Energy, sminergy. Who needs it? Alright, so this is likely all going to change, so I'm not going to get too hung up on that. But now we can get up to the refineries. Not that we really need to, it's just for the immersions. I kind of need a little railing there, don't I? Although, it's kind of nice to be able to get out over here. Maybe I'll make catwalks all along here. Who knows? This is some of the new lab stuff. This is the lab O2H2 generator. There's a little more animations to it. Catch you later, Dibs. I'm going to be getting off here soon myself. Got the old work tomorrow. I think we got a good start though. I'm digging out. Let me get the rest of the roof closed in. And I think I'll probably call it a night. So let's go ahead and dump all that crap back in there, and let's grab a whole bunch of steel plates. Let's go grab some energy. It's actually quicker to charge if you just sit on the couch. Yeah, consoles and modding are always a pain. Fortunately. Sony and Microsoft have pretty strict like licensing and stuff. It's getting a little dark, isn't it? Getting dark in here. Back up here on the roof where we're not blowing a whole bunch of energy. Take too long to plop all this in. Just gonna get a feel for the space. And then before I weld all these up, I'm gonna get the other landing pads in here and whatnot. But having this at least framed in just gives me a better feel for the space I'm working with. Look at that. Still not sure what I'm going to do over here. That is to be determined. Not sure how that's going to work. Should we just figure that out right now? Maybe we'll have that kind of be like closed in. Well, the other corners we were just doing with a kind of with a pillar. Whereas this one's different. I'm gonna have a pillar there too, but it's gonna be so we could do the corner like that. And redo that block down there. Sometimes these sounds die for some reason. Don't know why. Some more concrete for that, but go away, Storm. Hey, catch you later, ice cream shop. VODs now want some ice cream. Daggone it. Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, that might work, because then we got our 2 blocks over to where the door is. We got our 2 blocks to where this corner is. I think we can make this work. And then we'll have to just kind of figure out something for that, but maybe just throw some half blocks in there. Have a double wall here. Back on for you guys. I know YouTube makes things extra dark. And the storm's gone. So weird, Keen. Why do you do that? Like so. And then missing 2. There we go. Yeah, I think we can make that work, and then I'll figure out what I want to do here. I don't know if this needs to overhang any. I don't know how big it needs to be for the landing pads, but yeah, there we go. I'm pretty happy with that. Our sun is over here, so let's go over here and take a quick look. Yeah, it looks a lot more like a base now. I got a lot more welding to do. But it's looking a lot more like a base, so I need to head off. I got a big day of work tomorrow, so thanks for hanging out. If you did just wander by here, this is from a series. Episode 4 comes out Friday. Should be some links in the description. Also to my prior playlist for space engineers. Thanks as always for watching, folks. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.